Long, beautiful blonde platinum hair, a beautiful face, a voluptuous curvy body. She was the definition of the perfect Playboy model. But was she also the definition of a stone cold killer? Let's find out right now. Wicked Wednesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carrico, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. I hope you have a beverage. I hope you have a snuggle partner or a snuggle fur partner. Those are the best, and you are ready to hear a true crime story with yours truly. And as always, I want to know, are you drinking that water? Are y'all staying hydrated? Are y'all getting those tickers up? Remember, just a quick 20-30 minute walk, especially first thing in the morning, get those endorphins up, and you're going to have an amazing, wonderful day. I promise you. And today, I want to thank you all for joining me on this Wicked Wednesday evening. And before we move on with this video, I want us all to take a moment of silence and remember all the victims that sadly lost their lives 23 years ago on September 11th, 2001. Let's all remember the victims and their families, and I hope they are resting in peace. And today, we are going to discuss a very tragic, horrible case. Today, we are going to be discussing a former Playboy model that allowed greed to take it all away from her. Today, we are going to be discussing Kelsey Nicole Ingram Turner. Kelsey was born on May 5th, 1993 in Norfolk, Virginia to her parents, Chris and Samantha Ingram. Kelsey always had dreams of becoming a model. She loved thinking about fame and fortune. When Kelsey was just a child, her family moved to Jonesboro, Arkansas. Kelsey graduated from high school, and at only 18 years old, Kelsey was married and had her first child. Kelsey decided to attend the University of Arkansas, where she majored in sports medicine and exercise. Sadly, Kelsey's marriage ended in divorce, and at only 20 years old, Kelsey packed up and moved to California to pursue her dreams of becoming a model. Kelsey always wanted to be a Playboy model, and she had the perfect body, face, and personality to be a swimsuit model. She graced the cover of several swimsuit magazines. And on May 10th, 2017, Kelsey appeared on the Playboy Italia website. Kelsey Turner was set for stardom. Kelsey Turner was always glammed up. She had the shortest, tightest, most perfect dresses, the highest heels, perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect body, perfect skin. She always looked flawless, and she loved partying. She was in several magazines, such as Maxim, 110, and on the cover of Dream Vixens magazine. She was a beautiful, stunning woman. Kelsey was quoted on saying, "I love thrills and fun, and I'm living my life fully aware that I only have one." Kelsey partied every single night. She was living her best life until at the age of 23, Kelsey had her second child. It was said that the father of Kelsey's baby wasn't really around, but we don't really know too much about the father. But Kelsey was once again a single mother. Kelsey took to Instagram, posting very beautiful, revealing pictures of herself, modeling pictures. And let me tell y'all something right now, Kelsey had a trademark tattoo that I have never, ever seen. And I thought it was kind of cool and different. She had a beautiful tattoo on her leg that, to me, kind of set her apart to everyone else. Kelsey captivated her Instagram audience. Everyone loved Kelsey and seeing her pictures. She was modeling, and it was said that she did several short films. Kelsey was living her best life to the fullest. But in reality, Kelsey was a struggling single mother trying to make ends meet. And as we all know, we could post whatever we want on social media. We could say whatever we want. But a lot of times, the reality is it's not always perfect like it looks online. Even though Kelsey was struggling, she was doing everything she could to make ends meet, being a single mother to 2 children. And around this time, Kelsey met Dr. Thomas BURCHARD in California. Dr. Thomas BURCHARD was a 71-year-old child psychiatrist from Monterey, California. He was joyful, sweet, loving, and generous. It was said that Dr. BURCHARD loved working with children and helping them as well. And I want to pause right there and thank all of you out there that help children every day. As you all know, I am a mother to two beautiful little girls, and I have respect for everyone that goes out every day and wants to help children. It was said that Dr. BURCHARD's office looked like a toy store. He had Beanie Babies everywhere. He loved to perform magic tricks. He always involved learning while helping children. It was also said that Dr. BURCHARD was very generous with helping others. He sometimes would pay their rent, buy groceries, always wanted to make everyone feel comfortable. And around this time, Kelsey Turner met Dr. Thomas BURCHARD. I do not know how they met. It was said that Kelsey met Dr. BURCHARD online. We don't know how the two came to each other, but they did in fact meet. And it was said that Dr. BURCHARD loved looking at pictures of Kelsey. It was also said that Dr. BURCHARD loved looking at very provocative pictures of women. He loved women. Kelsey captivated Dr. BURCHARD. He wanted to spend every waking moment with Kelsey. He would buy Kelsey's groceries. He would buy Kelsey cars, clothes, and it was even said that he would give Kelsey medicine. And I'm not just talking about Advil from the Walgreens. I'm talking about prescription medicine that Kelsey wanted. It was said that Kelsey would call Dr. BURCHARD and say, "If you want that sweet love from me, you better get over here." Kelsey knew she had everything that Dr. BURCHARD loved. She had the looks, the body, and the charm. And that's exactly what Dr. BURCHARD was captivated with. He loved the way Kelsey looked. And it was said that he even paid the rent on the condo that Kelsey was living in along with her kids and her mother. Dr. BURCHARD paid all the bills for Kelsey Turner, and he was fixated on Kelsey 24/7. Kelsey Turner was very demanding of Dr. BURCHARD. She wanted Dr. BURCHARD to finance her life. Dr. BURCHARD had a longtime girlfriend for over a decade named Judy. And Judy was aware of Kelsey and knew that Dr. BURCHARD was financing her life and being very generous with her. At first, Judy didn't feel Kelsey as a threat until she noticed Kelsey was a threat. Judy noticed that Dr. BURCHARD had given Kelsey almost $750,000 in a matter of 3 years. She knew that Kelsey was using Dr. BURCHARD. Dr. BURCHARD had finally said to himself, "I have to stop seeing Kelsey and financing her lifestyle." He was considering not paying her rent and taking away the BMW. Kelsey even sent Dr. BURCHARD a text saying that if she was going to be evicted, she was going to kill Judy. Dr. BURCHARD stopped paying Kelsey's rent and took away the BMW. But Dr. BURCHARD was still in love with Kelsey and wanted to see her and wanted to be with her. But the only way he could do that was if he paid all her bills. Judy knew that she had to get some distance between Kelsey and Dr. Bouchard. And I'm going to pause right there. If Dr. Bouchard was being so generous with Kelsey because she didn't have much money, she could have asked him for a Prius or a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord, something very practical. But Kelsey was being very greedy and wanted a BMW and live in these fancy condos. She wanted this lavish lifestyle. And in my opinion, if I knew that my man was financing someone else's lifestyle, that wouldn't be happening in my home. But Judy knew that Dr. Bouchard was very generous, but Judy wanted to get some distance between Kelsey and Dr. Bouchard. So Judy told Dr. Bouchard to try to talk Kelsey into moving to Las Vegas to pursue her modeling career. There were more opportunities out there. So Kelsey picked up and moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, so she could pursue her dreams of becoming a model. Las Vegas is a place where you can reinvent yourself, and that's exactly what Kelsey did. But Kelsey wasn't good with her money. As soon as she received the money, she would spend it that day. Kelsey was known as the party girl in Las Vegas, partying with several people every single night and every single weekend. Dr. Bouchard gave Kelsey Turner several $1,000s to put down on this beautiful 4-bedroom home that Kelsey wanted to rent. But sadly, after receiving thousands of dollars from Dr. Bouchard, he did not hear from Kelsey for 2 months until she resurfaced asking for more money, saying how sick she was. Kelsey did not want to give up this lifestyle, and Dr. Bouchard did not want to give up his obsession on Kelsey Turner. He was obsessed with Kelsey and could not let her go. And even though Dr. Bouchard had taken away Kelsey's BMW, he gave her a 2017 Mercedes instead. Kelsey takes a picture of the Mercedes and sends it to Dr. Bouchard's girlfriend, Judy. And the picture says, "Thank you for taking away the BMW. I look better in a 2017 Mercedes anyway," with the middle finger emoji. And how pitiful and sad is that? This lady did want to help Kelsey and was allowing her boyfriend to be generous with Kelsey. But Kelsey was so greedy and so money hungry that she was just being so hateful to Judy. And Kelsey had several people living in the home with her. She had a lady by the name of Diana Pena, who was a bartender in Las Vegas. In exchange for not paying rent, Diana would babysit Kelsey's son and clean the home. It was said that Kelsey was constantly living her life on the Las Vegas Strip, looking for men to pay her bills. There was another gentleman by the name of Jeremy living in Kelsey's home, along with Kelsey's brand new live-in boyfriend, John Logan Kennison, who was a 27-year-old former gang member. Dr. Bouchard had no knowledge of what was going on in Kelsey's home and who Kelsey had living in the home. He was completely in the dark about what was going on in the home that he was renting for Kelsey Turner. Dr. Bouchard was giving Kelsey Turner thousands of dollars every month, and Kelsey Turner was not good with her money. As soon as she received it, she would spend it on drinks, food, partying on the Las Vegas Strip, cosmetic procedures, brand new clothes. She wasn't spending it wisely. And Dr. Bouchard had finally had enough, and he wanted to see for himself the type of person and liar Kelsey Turner was. So on Friday, March 1st, 2019, Dr. Bouchard booked a round-trip ticket to Las Vegas to see Kelsey and to tell her he was no longer going to fund her lifestyle. He was done. It was over with. Dr. Bouchard arrived in Las Vegas, and Kelsey knew she did not want him to see her roommates. So Kelsey urges all the roommates to leave. Dr. Bouchard goes to Kelsey's home and stays there. That is where she tells Diana, if Dr. Bouchard sees her live-in boyfriend John, make sure you tell him that he is my tattoo artist. He cannot know that John was Kelsey's boyfriend. Kelsey did not want Dr. Bouchard to know anything about her lifestyle. She wanted to keep him in complete dark. Later on that night, things started heating up when the roommate Jeremy arrived with his girlfriend Chelsea. Chelsea and Dr. Bouchard took a drive to the store, and that enraged Kelsey. Kelsey was furious and thought that Jeremy's girlfriend Chelsea was trying to steal her sugar daddy. When they arrived back at the home, Kelsey and Chelsea got into a major argument about Dr. Bouchard, and Kelsey wanted Chelsea out of the home. So Jeremy and Chelsea leave the home. Even though they leave the home, Kelsey is still very, very upset that Dr. Bouchard went to the store with Jeremy's girlfriend, Chelsea. At 11 p.m. on Saturday night, Kelsey, Dr. Bouchard, and Kelsey's friend all drove down to the Las Vegas Strip to pick up Kelsey's roommate, Diana, from Caesar's Palace after she was finished her bartending shift. They all were driving home when they got lost. Kelsey grabbed Dr. Bouchard's phone to look for the GPS. That is when Kelsey noticed that Dr. Bouchard and her mother were exchanging text messaging, and they were communicating. It was said that they were communicating about Kelsey's living arrangements, about possibly taking Kelsey's child from her, and it was said that they were exchanging very explicit photos to one another. And that is when Kelsey became crazy and enraged. And I'm gonna stop right there. Don't y'all find it very weird for your mother and your boyfriend to be exchanging text messages and explicit photos? That's weird to me. I could never do something like that. That is just so off the wall for me. I never even heard of that, but I guess it can happen. But Kelsey was so furious with Dr. Bouchard that she began hitting him, screaming at him, punching him, all while driving. They argued the entire way home, making everyone in the car feel extremely uncomfortable. Kelsey was still very upset when they arrived home. It was said when they walked in the house, she was still screaming, hitting, and punching Dr. Bouchard. He advised Kelsey to calm down, and they would discuss the situation as soon as she took a deep breath and calmed down. Remember, Dr. Bouchard was a psychiatrist and trained in these type of events. Kelsey did not want to calm down and kept screaming at Dr. Bouchard. Dr. Bouchard was heard saying how much he loved Kelsey, how much he was still in love with her, and wanted to discuss the situation as soon as she took a deep breath and thought about what they were going to discuss. Dr. Bouchard was becoming very scared of Kelsey Turner. It was said that Dr. Bouchard told Kelsey that he was going to no longer fund her lifestyle. He was done giving her money. In exchange, Kelsey was very upset and told Dr. Bouchard that if he stopped giving her money, that she was going to go to the hospitals, his boss, along with authorities, and tell them that he had very explicit photos of children on his phone, which there was never any truth to that. But Dr. Bouchard did not want that behind his name. Even though none of that was true, he did not want people to hear that was said about him. And I don't blame him. I don't know about y'all, but if I even heard a rumor like that about someone, I wouldn't want that person around my children. But there was never any truth to that. All of that was untrue. Kelsey was making all of it up. Dr. Bouchard adored and loved children and would never do anything to harm them. But Kelsey Turner was determined to keep up her lifestyle. She did not want to let Dr. Bouchard go. Her meal ticket was running low, and she was not going to have that stop. She was not going to have him stop funding her lifestyle. At this time, Dr. Bouchard goes upstairs and locks himself into a bedroom. Kelsey's live-in boyfriend, John Kennison, goes upstairs, breaks down the door, and starts beating Dr. Bouchard with a baseball bat. Kelsey's roommate, Diana Pena, walks into the room and wrestles the bat away from John Kennison, telling everyone to calm down and take a deep breath. Diana urges Kelsey and John to take Dr. Bouchard to the hospital as she can't drive. Diana walks Dr. Bouchard down the stairs and into the garage, and this is when he says he wants his jacket. Diana gives him his jacket. Kelsey and John walk into the garage. Kelsey instructs Diana to go upstairs and clean up the bloody mess. Kelsey then instructs John to beat Dr. Bouchard to death, encouraging him while he's doing it. Kelsey and John then take Dr. Bouchard's body, put it in the back of her Mercedes coupe in the trunk, drive it out to the middle of the desert, and abandon Dr. Bouchard's body in the trunk of the car as well as the car. Kelsey, John, and Diana flee to California, hiding from authorities. 4 days later, Dr. Bouchard's body is found. Diana Pinion said that she went along with John and Kelsey as she was afraid for her life. And I understand, I would be too. These two people just brutally murdered someone. And I would think I would be next because I was there and I witnessed everything. I would be terrified if I was Diana. Diana wanted to save her life. She was afraid for her own life as well as her family's life. The only thing Diana could think about is, how am I going to get away from these two people? She was terrified of Kelsey and John and what they were going to do with her next. Police have no clue who could have murdered Dr. Bouchard, who could have put his body in the trunk of a car and left him in the middle of the Las Vegas desert. The cops knew the car was registered to Kelsey Turner. The cops arrive at Kelsey's home and they smell cleaning products, and it looks like a struggle took place in the home. But where is Kelsey Turner? And even after Dr. Bouchard's death, his cards are still being used. Somebody is spending his money. But where was Kelsey Turner and John Kennison? Diana Pena finally broke away from John and Kelsey and went straight to authorities and turned herself in. And that is when the cops arrested Kelsey and John. And while Kelsey is in custody, she reveals some very weird news. Yes, Kelsey Turner is pregnant and gives birth while in custody. The child of Kelsey Turner's baby still remains anonymous. But in my opinion, the baby is for John Kennison. Because when John Kennison and Kelsey Turner were in court, he wrote on a piece of paper, "Love you, little mama." So even though the father of Kelsey's baby is unknown, in my personal opinion, I believe that the father to Kelsey's baby was John Kennison, which means that maybe Kelsey was pregnant while all of this was taking place. While Kelsey was doing all of this killing with Dr. Bouchard, Kelsey was pregnant at this time, which is crazy to me that she was so heartless that she could do this to someone. And John Kennison as well. How can anyone beat up an elderly man to death? He did not deserve any of that. But on June 2022, John Logan Kennison is sentenced to 18 to 45 years in prison. And in January of 2023, Kelsey Turner is sentenced to 10 to 25 years in prison. And in my personal opinion, I do not think either one of them should get out of jail, because both of them are stone cold killers. But at least John Kennison has remorse for what he did. You can tell when he spoke in the courtroom that he feels awful for what he did to Dr. Bouchard. but not Kelsey. Kelsey is a stone cold killer. My final thought, I always give y'all my final thought. And my final thought is Dr. Bouchard was a loving, kind, and generous man that did not have to lose his life. How could Kelsey Turner participate in this murder? How could Kelsey Turner turn her back to this loving, sweet, and kind man who helped her for several years? Dr. Bouchard loved and adored Kelsey Turner and would have done anything for her. He loved her so much that he funded her lifestyle for several years. But when Dr. Bouchard had had enough, Kelsey Turner turned to murder. Kelsey did not want to lose her meal ticket and was going to do anything she could to keep it, even if it meant murder. But how could she? This man took care of her for years. And yes, it was a relationship filled with transactions and sex. But you do you, boo. If that's how you want to live your life, if you want to make someone happy and in return they want to give you money and take care of you, you do you. You live that life. It is no one's business how anyone lives their life. But you take care of that person's heart. You love that person. You are grateful for them for taking care of you because no one has to spend money on you. But Dr. Bouchard was taking care of Kelsey. And in return, Kelsey was going to take care of him in several ways. But why not leave it like that? Why couldn't Kelsey be kind to Dr. Bouchard? Why was she so demanding? In my opinion, Kelsey Turner was a snake. She was vindictive. She manipulated men. She was a terrible person. And all Dr. Bouchard wanted was the love and respect that he gave Kelsey in return. But Kelsey did not want that. Kelsey wanted more. I hope that Dr. Bouchard's family remembers the good times that they had with him. And my heart goes out to all his family and friends, including his patients. He loved and took care of his patients. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I hope that you like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. And as always, stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. Always know that I'm here for anything y'all need. Y'all could always send me requests. And as always, thank you for the love and support. I love you all. And I will see y'all next week. Bye.